Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Morbius, and this movie stars Jared Leto and Michael Keaton for like two mid-credit scenes, and I thought this movie was pretty bad, and I missed it while it was in theaters because I just wasn't comfortable watching it in a theater, and it appeared on Netflix, and I decided, hey, I'll just watch Morbius. And I was hoping that it was going to be funny bad because I wasn't expecting anything good from this movie at all. I've heard nothing but terrible things from it, and I've always heard that it was just really boring. And I watched the movie and I had quite a bit of fun with it. Not intentionally fun, but unintentionally fun. Like, I was laughing at the movie for a decent amount, and I could probably rewatch this movie and, like, buy it on Blu-ray. Because it was just really entertaining to me, and I'm just gonna start with the characters in this movie, and they're super weak, and the main character, Morbius, played by Jared Leto, it's his movie, and he's supposed to be like a Spider-Man villain, I guess. I've never heard of the character before until like this movie was announced or like the first trailer dropped. I was like, oh, this is part of in the same universe as Spider-Man, but it's gonna be like Venom, where it's not really a super villain movie. It's more just like trying to make more Marvel related movies so that Sony can keep the rights and make some money. And this movie did not make money. It was a huge flop, I believe, and there was a line that was cut from the movie called "It's Morbin Time," and I thought that line was pretty funny. And unfortunately, that line is not in the movie. And there's apparently a couple other comedic moments that were in the trailer that were not in the actual movie. And that was kind of a weird choice. And I'm kind of glad that those comedic moments were not in the movie, because if the movie is kind of light-hearted and like trying to be funny, and because of that, it makes it hard for me to laugh at it. Whereas a movie that is trying to be serious and failing to be serious, like that's a movie that I'm more likely to laugh at it. And this movie was very entertaining, and it was kind of well paced. Probably because I was just so entertained by so many scenes in this movie. And the actual Morbius vampire thing, or whatever you want to call it, I thought he looked really goofy. I wasn't a fan of the design, and I thought he kind of looked a little over the top, and the special effects for the movie weren't great. And there's this like weird effect they do with like whenever the vampire Morbius is like doing weird things or like superhuman things, and he's like flying around and like all this little stuff is around him. I thought that effect looked so goofy, and I was laughing whenever that was going on. And the only really boring part of this movie was the final fight scene. That was just really dull to me, and nothing funny was happening, and mostly because I didn't care about the conflict that was going on. And one thing that I kind of wanted to mention was that one of the biggest reasons why our main character did not work for me in this movie is because throughout the entire movie, you learn that he's super smart, and he's a vampire at a certain point in the movie, and he has a best friend like Lilo or something? I don't even remember. That's about all I know about him. Beyond that, there's like nothing else to his character that, at least as far as I can remember, there's like nothing to his character. And this movie did feel very reminiscent to like a mix between Venom starring Tom Hardy and The Incredible Hulk from 2008. It felt like a mix between those two. And to some extent, I'm kind of glad that happened, because it made it so much more entertaining and not just like really dull and boring. And there's some really weird side characters, and the acting isn't very good. And there's literally a scene where a cop is chasing Michael Morbius, and he just like jumps around, like uses his vampire powers to like jump around like really high, and officer is like, stop, and he has like no weird reaction. I was like, what the heck? He sees our main character just do these absolutely insane things, like almost fly up these stairs, and he has no reaction to it. Like, no character has any reaction as to like what Michael Morbius is doing. Like, have you seen this all before? Like, I know Venom exists in this universe. Maybe some of these characters are in Venom Let There Be Carnage, because I haven't seen that yet. But it was just weird. I did not understand what they were going for, and it was just so poorly handled. And there's so many scenes in this movie that just do not make any sense, and they're just thrown in there. And I honestly could not believe what I was watching. And the music in the movie was really bad. It was either really bland, or in a couple of scenes, like mostly in the opening credits of the movie, the music kind of felt like it was trying to imitate the soundtrack to Blade Runner 2049. And I'm like, what am I watching here? It's like, even the title coming up on the screen, it was like purple, black, and like a purple title font with like a black background, sorry. And it was weird. I felt like I was watching something that was trying to be omachi to 1980s movies or something. But then the rest of the movie plays, and none of the movie is like that. Or at least, obviously, it's not going for anything like that. From what I can tell, it's just trying to be a superhero movie. Like, you take a villain and you turn him into a superhero. Not a villain, hero. And I mentioned that Michael Keaton is in the movie. He's not in the movie until the 2 mid-credit scenes of the movie, and he's only there to set up a Sinister Six movie. And I was like, great. This is what we're doing now. And that's about all I have to say about Morbius. It's terrible. If you want a vampire superhero movie, watch the Blade movies, or at least the first 2 Blade movies. If you want a funny bad vampire movie, then watch Blade Trinity, I guess. And that one I would say is more entertaining than this. Not unironically speaking, but like, if you want to laugh at something, then I think you'll have a better chance enjoying Blade Trinity over this, because this, I did enjoy this, ironically speaking. I had fun. I was laughing at it quite a bit, but there were some parts that were kind of boring to me. Like, the end fight scene, I was, like, struggling to pay attention to that end. Luckily, it didn't go on for too long. It was just really dull to me, whereas Blade Trinity, I can't think of a single scene where I was not entertained by it. Maybe it would have been more entertaining if Blade showed up and it was Blade versus Morbius and it was directed by David S. Goyer. That would have been funny. But unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. So this is what we're left with. And I didn't regret watching it. I had fun. I laughed quite a bit. So check this movie out if you want a funny bad movie. If you want a good movie, then skip this one, because you're not going to get a good movie. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Morbius a 2 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Morbius. And my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Resident Evil from 2002. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day. It's Morbin time.